Great day, students. It's Mr. Sargent here with your Day 5 recap video for Social Studies and Science. And we know since it's Friday, it is Lab Day. And ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited about our lab today. Now, all week we have been discussing the scientific method. Now, let's review real quick. Can anyone out there tell me what the first part of the scientific method is? If you said question, you are correct. All labs and all experiments start with a question. Now, our question this week for our lab is going to be, why do we use soap when we wash our hands? Good question. Then the next step, as you know, and we read yesterday, well, research, because we read about germs yesterday, didn't we? We learned what germs are. We learned how germs can be helpful and harmful, but we also learned that, well, soap does help kill the germs. But how? How does it work? Today, our lab is going to be trying to figure that out. So for our experiment, the supplies that you're going to need, fairly simple. First thing is, well, a plate. Just an ordinary plate, all right? Big enough for your hand, all right? You're going to need some water, and we're gonna need some soap. It's kind of the whole point of the lab, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And a special ingredient. Now, in the book yesterday, when we read about germs, their class used glitter. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to use glitter because you'll be picking up glitter for weeks. So we found a substitute, and what we're going to be using today is, drum roll please, pepper. All right. Now, what do we know about pepper? It's small, it's ground up, it tastes good on some food, but we're going to use it today to simulate germs. So the next step in our experiment is hypothesis. Ladies and gentlemen, after we do the research, we need to make a hypothesis. Well, using the materials that we have today, do we think we can simulate germs on our hands and germs in other places? And how soap helps us prevent the spread of germs? Well, my hypothesis is yes, we can do that. Well, what I just said, following the steps. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go through the steps for doing this lab. So the first thing that we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to take our water, and we've got our plate here, and pour the water into the plate. Now, you don't want to fill the plate. We don't want to overflow the plate, but the water needs to be in the plate. The next thing we do is we take our pepper. I gotta go ahead and open this packet. Let's just do this, and you sprinkle it on the top of your water, okay? Now, the next thing, now what we'll do first is we will simulate what it's like to have germs when you don't wash your hands. So what you do is you take your hand and you place it in the water and you take it out. Now, if you look at your hands, if you would zoom right in there, you'll see your hands are covered in pepper, aren't they? Well, those simulate all the germs that stay on your hand. But our question of this week is, how does soap help with germs? So we're gonna go get our paper towels, we're gonna wipe off our hands, and then we're gonna try this again, but this time we're gonna be using soap. So my hand is now clean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the soap and I'm going to spread it around. Now, when we wash our hands, we want to make sure every part is covered, okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more pepper, just to make sure we have some on the surface here. All right. And finally, I'm going to stick my hand now in the pepper. So what do you think is going to happen? Well, let's find out. Look, there's no pepper. Now, if you look close, you can see I do have little pepper granules here and there, but for the most part, there's no pepper. Well, why did that happen? Well, let's take a closer look. If we just put the pepper on the plate, like so, and then just put 1 drop of soap in, let's see what happens. What did you just notice? The pepper was scared of the soap. So what just happened with that plate? Well, if you notice, when I dropped the soap into the pepper water, what happened? All the pepper went away. Well, why does this happen? Why does soap help clean our hands? To answer this question, we have 2 answers actually. First of all, soap has an alkaline ingredient in it that effectively kills germs. It kills those harmful germs that can help spread cold, flu, and sickness. But another reason is what we call surface tension. Now, surface tension is things that kind of float on water. Now, germs float on our skin, don't they? Well, what the soap does is it adds a protective layer on your skin so that if germs get on there, well, they kind of just wash off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once we continue our scientific method, after we do the experiment, we just analyzed it, didn't we? We just broke down what we saw, and now we understand it a little bit better. After that, we make a conclusion, and our conclusion answers our hypothesis. Does soap help us kill germs and keep clean? Yes, it does. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure that at least a couple times a day, before you eat, after recess, after you go to the bathroom, after you sneeze, we're washing our hands or we're using sanitizer so we can help spread the germs. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so impressed with each and every one of you. Thank you for doing lab number 1 with us, and I hope you enjoyed day number 5. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday.